Well, we could talk about the positive effects of gallery visits on general health, but let's talk song. Thank you for that overwhelming response to the first reaction videos that I did on Taylor Swift and her amazing album, The Life of a Showgirl. Today I'm going to be listening to track, 4 of The Life of a Showgirl. The song is called Father Figure, and I want to continue celebrating the music and songwriting genius of Taylor Swift. So without further ado, let's get going.
When I found you, you were young, we were lost in the cold.
No intro, or at least no harmonic intro that I could use to spot the key. So let's find the key first based on the first verse impressions. Bum, bum, I believe was the tonal center of the key. Is it E minor?
When I found you, you were young, we were lost in the cold. Pulled up.
I think so, yes. I think I heard an E minor to C chord progression. So key, E minor, or a G major, depending on your preferences, and the progression is an E minor to C, so 6 minor to 4 thing. Let's listen to the melody.
When I found you, you were young, we were lost in the cold.
Something like this, right? When I found you.
When I found you, you were young, we were lost in the cold.
What I really like is that she would emphasize the A in the melody, which is neither part of the E minor nor of the C major, creating a beautiful flavor there between melody and chords. So we've got this melody beginning after the chord, on the 2 actually, on the backbeat. Right, already a relatively big range for a verse melody, and with impressive highlighting of non-chord notes, the D and the A.
Pulled up to you in the jack, turned your rags into gold.
Let's look at lyrics for a second, because now we've kind of established the first structure, the first rhyming pattern. When I found you, you were young, wayward, lost in the cold, pulled up to you in the jack, turned you rags into gold. We've got a very clear AA rhyming structure with a lot of hidden gems, like for example the Y sounds in the first line. When I found you, you were young, wayward, lost in the cold. And in the second line we've got this beautiful internal rhyme with jag and rags, right? Pulled up to you in the jag, turned your rags into gold. So again we see that there is lyric craftswomanship behind all of this, and it's no coincidence that the songs are just great.
The winding road leads to the chateau.
Same chord progression, so we are clearly still in the verse, but for the third time around we change the melody completely. So we've got this ba-da-da-dum.
The winding road.
I think it was ba-da-gum.
The winding road leads to the chateau. The winding road leads to the chateau.
Something like this, right? What we can see is that we've always got those downward movements, okay? So we had this with and now we've got this. So always the melody going down, the winding road leads to the chateau. Really beautiful imperfect rhyme that we know from other songs as well.
You remind me of a younger me.
Going back to that first idea, to that A thing, okay? So we've got a clear thing where we can see first idea repeats, then we've got the variation, and then we go back to the original idea. You remind me of a younger me. Okay.
Saw potential.
Very, very short transitional bridge or pre-chorus, I think only with the dominant chord.
I saw potential.
Right? I saw potential. I think is the melody movement. Certainly highlighting that a flat 7, the cliche dominant note. But let's see what potential the chorus might reveal.
I'll be a father figure. I drink that brown liquor.
Let's look at harmony first. I think it's a 1, 5, 4, and back to 5 thing. I think the 4 spans a bit longer than the other chords. So we would have 1 bar of the 1 chord of G major in that case that goes to the D major for 1 bar. The special thing there is that I believe that we have this typical, right, chromatic movement in the bass, thereby the bass playing the major 3 of the D major chord. And then we go to 4 for another bar, and then the last bar we split, right? And we've got half the bar, again 4, that then goes to 5. Melody?
I'll be a father figure. I drink that brown liquor.
Again with the prominence of the A note, right? And again with melody beginning after the downbeat. Remember that we have the same thing in the verse, right? Here we've got certainly a new hook. I'll be your father figure, I drink that brown liquor.
I can make deals with the devil because my dick's bigger.
Thank you for that beautiful line. I can make deals with the devil because my dick's bigger. Brilliant. So, melody emphasis on the A, something that we know from the verse. Beautiful lyric writing with the D alliterations, right? I can make deals with the devil because my dick's bigger, right?
I can make deals with the devil because my dick's bigger.
Also with that cool metric rhythm that says so right, we have got this 3-3-2 thing, right, with a group of 3 that then gets repeated, and then we've got really cool.
This love is pure profit.
Going back to this, okay, with a tiny melodic variation at the end. Going up, this love is pure profit.
Just step into my office.
Another melodic variation, but it's the same core idea.
I dry your tears with my sleeve.
Right, always with this A thing. Let's see if the chord changed there.
I dry your tears with my sleeve. Leave it with me.
I think the C major that we had for 2 beats in the last bar now gets reharmed and now becomes A minor. Right? This 2 minor 5 cadence that we know from jazz, with also melodic changes.
I dry your tears with my sleeve. Leave it with me.
With that beautiful 6th jump going up. Leave it with me. Right? Where all the other melodies went down, this final leave it with me goes up. This was kind of a post-chorus afterthought. Clearly the same chord progression. Clearly that same, right? G to D with F sharp and bass to C. And we also repeat this leave it with me that kind of takes turns with I protect the family.
I pay the check before it kisses the mahogany grain.
Perfect mirroring of the first verse. Remember that the song started like this?
When I found you, you
right? And that now becomes, where is it? I pay the check before it kisses the mahogany grain. Beautiful image.
I pay the check before it kisses the mahogany grain. They don't want you to rain.
Also, I think we had this variation in the melody in verse number 1 as well, at the end where it says da da ba da ba dum.
I showed you all the tricks of the trade.
The second melodic motif in the verse, also repeating from verse number 1.
All I ask for is your loyalty.
A Taylor Swift thingy. All I ask for you is your loyalty.
My dear protege.
All the ideas come back, right? This time with the short transitional bridge that changes lyrics. We had I saw potential and this now became my dear protege.
I can make deals with the devil because my dick's bigger.
So certainly we have got this 4/5 movement. Remember when I wasn't sure whether this 2 minor was already in the first chorus half? No, it isn't.
This love is pure profit. Just step into my hobby. I protect the family.
Very, very interesting. So after that chorus, there is not this idea of the post-chorus that we heard after chorus number 1. We hint at it by repeating the line, I protect the family, but suddenly we turn or we go into a totally different dream world, changing chords and melody completely, and thereby forming a perfect primary bridge.
I saw changing.
Now we go to the very, very traditional jazz 2 minor 5/1 thing. So now we have a very, very clear 2 minor, so in that case A minor 7, that then turns into D7, and I think I even heard the major 7 there, okay? That goes back to the 1 chord, so very, very traditional. Very, very traditional and aware of those traditions. Let's look at the melody.
I saw changing.
Again, melody beginning after the downbeat. So this is something striking, that you would have melody beginnings after the downbeats all the way through, with verse, with chorus, and with the primary bridge, using other things to create contrast.
I saw
Ba-da.
changing. My
Okay, I think the melody is.
I saw changing.
I saw a change in you, I think is the melody.
My dear boy, they don't.
And the my dear boy as a kind of answering phrase. My dear boy. Now she goes back to.
Don't make loyalty like they used.
I need to understand this because it's really cool. So no, we haven't got the repetition of the melodic motif, but instead a variation that goes up a little bit. But what's more interesting is the chords.
Loyalty like they used to.
So we hold the dominant D for another bar, and then we go to a place that I don't quite understand.
Loyalty like they used to.
I think is the thing, right? So we have got A, D, B minor, and E minor. In terms of chord scale degrees, 2 minor to 5. But then we've got a little 3 minor to 6 minor in between thing, okay? That kind of is a juicy reharm idea for that one thing.
Your thoughtless ambition sparked the ignition on foolish decision.
Okay, so again we've got this 2 minor, 5, 1, and I think they always go back to the 6 minor. This is something that I forgot to mention before that. And this typical Taylor Swift spoken language primary bridge idea.
On foolish decisions, which led to misguided visions.
Okay, very, very clear rhymes with your thoughtless ambition sparked the ignition on foolish decisions which led to misguided visions. Okay, almost cliche rhymes.
To fulfill your dream.
Things that we know, but that now get kind of ad-libby.
You had to get rid of me.
Thank you for that secondary dominant. So we've got the 3 major. That is the secondary dominant that wants us to go to the 6 minor chord. Let's see if that happens.
I was your father.
No, they go to a broken down chorus that also starts here. Right? So interesting play with that secondary dominant chord that wants to resolve there. Listen to this. This is what we want to reach, right? But instead she does build tension, then resolve differently.
You made a deal with this devil. Turns out my dick's bigger. You want
Different lyrics. You made a deal with this devil, turns out my dick's bigger. Which was, I can make deals with the devil because my dick's bigger. Tiny change that changes the meaning completely.
fight, you found it. I got the place surrounded.
And now we change lyrics completely. You want to fight, you found it, I got the place surrounded. And now it gets really, let's say, risky and dangerous.
You'll be sleeping with the fishes before you know you're drowning.
Can you say sleeping with the fishes? Shouldn't it be fish? Because there is no such thing as fishes? Or am I wrong?
Whose portrait's on the mantle?
Thank you very much for that cliche but always beautiful transposition modulation of the last chorus. I think we now jump 2 half steps or 1 whole step up. Also with different lyrics.
Mistake my kindness for weakness and find your card canceled.
Lyrics, completely different. Same structure, of course, but new words. Whose portrait's on the mantle? Who covered up your scandals? Mistake my kindness for weakness and find your card cancelled. Let's look at this mistake my kindness for weakness and find your card cancelled for a second, because again, we've got beautiful alliterations with mistake my kindness for weakness and find your card cancelled, right? Weakness, the K being in the middle, but still part of that soundscape of that similar sounding words. So again, really thoughtful thing. Apart from the obvious rhymes at the end of the lines, we've got really intelligent stuff in the middle.
I was your father figure. You pulled the wrong trigger.
New rhyme with father figure. You pulled the wrong trigger. Really beautiful.
This empire belongs to me. Leave it on me.
And the 2 minor 5, of course, in the new key now is B minor to E.
I protect the family. Leave it on me.
That's the post-chorus after chorus number 1 that we know.
You know, you remind me of a saw potential.
I'm just observing something, and we have to go down that rabbit hole. I'm just spotting that with songwriting credits, it's not just the usual 3, Taylor Swift, Shellback, and Max Martin, but George Michael too. And I know that there is a song by George Michael called Father Figure. Let's listen to this and make sure that I don't make a fool of myself. Okay, yes, this is the kind of inspiring song, obviously. They credited George Michael. I really don't know why. I don't think that there is a copyright on the word father figure. And yes, they've got this... So the downward movement in the melody, and probably also kind of the same metric rhythm in that regard. I think it's very generous to credit songwriters, especially late songwriters as George Michael here, I think it might be overly modest, because I don't think that this was any kind of plagiarism, copyright infringement. I don't know. This was certainly not George Michael's father figure, but Taylor Swift's song Father Figure, and I'm sure we can take away valuable songwriting learnings. Songwriting learning number 1 is be aware of the internal structure of your lyrical lines, something that Taylor Swift and her team did brilliantly here, where they not only looked at the rhymes at the end of the lines, but also at the sounds that kind of form the line. Let's look or listen to the first line with this U sounds.
When I found you, you were young, wayward, lost in the cold.
Right, and this is something that comes back, for example, when we had... with the K sounds, right? So this is something that makes brilliant lyric writing, to not only look at the rhymes at the end, but also at the sounds within the line, and to make sure that they kind of go well together. Songwriting learning number 2 is about using a super short transitional bridge or pre-chorus. In that case, a 1 chord and 1 bar transitional bridge. That is the dominant chord also, so building a lot of tension. This is this one.
I saw potential.
Right, it's only 4 beats, only 1 bar that forms nice suspense before the chorus. So this is something that you should definitely look at, including that 1 bar between verses and chorus to raise the expectations and to make the chorus kick in even better. And songwriting learning number 3, I guess something that Max Martin might have suggested in that song, because it's very 90s Britney Spears. I'm talking about the final chorus modulation that goes up a whole step. And the funny thing is that they have got the pre-chorus drop, so band doesn't play a single thing, so that you don't have to worry about dominating function of the chords, but instead we just go there. Listen to this.
Just before you know you're drowning. Whose portrait's on the...
And then we've got this lift, this unexpected lift, but cliche at the same time. So this is something that still plays a role in 2025 pop music, especially if you call Max Martin and have him as a producer and co-songwriter of your songs. So I'm glad that some things don't get old. And this was my live reaction and on-the-fly analysis of Taylor Swift's Father Figure. If you liked this video, please make sure to give me the thumbs up, to subscribe to this Let's Talk Song channel, and to leave friendly comments. Please also become a paying channel member for getting early access to future videos. And in general, for supporting me and my voyage here. Please also remember to visit my link tree, infos in description, to get more resources like the almost but not quite complete guide to songwriting, my Patreon page, and affiliate links. I guess we've talked song. You can talk about the positive effects of gallery visits on general health now. Bye bye!